guys, how's it going? Travis and Susie here from the Wolf HunterZ. We got a reaction video for you. We got this link right here. You can find that link in the description box, which is below the video. If you click that link, you can request music, movie scenes, comedy skits, compilation videos, anything with a YouTube link. Today's video is brought to you by Brian. Bringing us Whiskey. Presented by Richard Paterson. Brian says, "Hi, Travis and Susie. This is my 99th request, and I wanted to do something special for this one, and then something even more special for number 100. A couple of videos back, we were talking about drinking whiskey and various types of whiskey. Why do you keep saying it that way? What way?
I really appreciate how slow you quote that.
It's from Hot Rod the movie, if you guys haven't seen it.
Okay.
Just watch the highlights. You don't have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, don't. I mean, I shouldn't say
Dang!
that. That's kind of mean.
A good movie's a good movie, but the highlight reels are just more hilarious.
Yeah.
Here is a video of Richard Paterson, a master blender at a major distillery
In Scotland.
talking about how whiskey is made, as well as the ideal way to taste and enjoy whiskey. Oh, interesting. I didn't know there was
I myself
techniques.
do enjoy whiskey the way he demonstrates, but without the humorous commentary. Humorous. But I think the right way to drink whiskey is any way you like it. I rarely drink whiskey on the rocks or in a cocktail because as soon as I dilute it, it's more like drinking punch. And it becomes way too easy for me to drink too much. I have to say that I'm impressed that Susie drinks Long Island iced teas. As whenever I drink just one of those, I'm down for the count. I can hold my liquor. It's not even fair because it's expensive. One final note. The only thing more enjoyable than having a dram of whiskey after getting home and unwinding from work is to share some whiskey with friends. I've tried all kinds of whiskeys, but right now I'm enjoying Deanston 12-year-old Scotch.
Dang.
And I'll be raising a glass to you guys when I watch this reaction video. Slàinte.
Slàinte. All right.
All right,
Brian,
I don't know what
you're
Slàinte
awesome.
means, but I assume it means something like cheers.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just look it up now.
Let's look it up
Why
now.
Not? You guys are patient, right?
I mean, I prefer, I do prefer
patient.
rum myself. I do like Long Island iced teas if they're made correctly, but most of the time I do just like a rum and pineapple with maybe a little grenadine.
Good health.
Good health.
That's the translate, and it's pronounced. Let's make. No, can't do it. I guess it was Brian. We just got to depend on you and your.
Slàinte. I like that.
Your pronunciations for us. Thank you for that.
I'm now gonna say that every time I cheers anything. Slàinte.
You see what I got? See what I got, little guys.
Why is there nothing in this?
Because I drank it. Duh.
My tongue is red.
My name is Richard Paterson. I'm the Master Blender, Master Distiller for White and Mackay. And I'm going to be talking today about whiskey, but in particular Scotch whiskey, because it encompasses many facets. In order to make a Scotch whiskey, it obviously has to be produced in Scotland. When we're talking about whiskey production, obviously you need the cereals. Now, when we're talking about Scotch, we're talking about barley. But there are other countries that take in wheat and maize, and they're produced by different methods, either the pot still method of distillation or the patent still. But what we must do is take that.
I've actually never had Scotch before. Have you?
I don't know. I don't know what I've had.
It's very popular in the movies for sure.
Yeah.
Because you could drink it
Neat.
Barley, and we must let it germinate, which produces the natural starch, and then we obviously boil it up in the mash tun, we cool it down, and then take the sugars that have been produced there, and we add yeast. The yeast attacks the sugar and converts it into alcohol during the fermentation process. Now that fermentation process normally takes around about 48 hours.
So
Now, after it
educational.
subsides, we've got a liquid known as wash, and now we have to distill it. What you need to do is then take this lovely vessel known as the pot still. This helps separates it. So we boil it up. The first distillation is not the true distillation. So what we're looking for is the second distillation.
What's so amazing to me is thinking about, like, who's the first person to think of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who first thinks of this stuff, you know? Like, blows my mind.
When it comes through the second time, we can see that the spirit is running. And that will be coming off the still around about 70% alcohol, then reduced down to about 63%. And from there, it's then transferred into this wonderful vessel known as the cask, which will give at least 70% influence to the actual Scotch whisky. When we're talking about Scotch whisky, it has to be in this cask for not less than 3 years. And it then is influenced. We talk about American white oak, or we maybe talk about European oak or sherry cask to influence that whiskey. So
What?
So wait.
So the kind of wood that it sits in for 3 years at least
Gives it the flavor.
gives it some flavor.
So, not knowing much about Scotch particularly, what is the Scotch that you guys would actually recommend for us to try? Because we've never tried Scotch. However, you know, keep it within a reasonable price. I can't buy a $150 bottle of Scotch, but let me know.
Why not, Travis?
Why not? Do it for the gram.
I mean, the
No, we
truth
don't
is
really-
that any bottle of alcohol that we buy would probably take at least
It takes a while to
Takes-
finish one off.
we don't smash bottles of liquor very quickly,
Yeah.
but
But we do like a taste.
we do like a taste.
during that cycle that we create its character, but it is the cask. The cask truly is king. Blending
wild.
still contributes 90% of the whiskey industry. And when we're talking about blended whiskey, that is a mixture of malt whiskey and a mixture of grain whiskey. Soon as you mention grain whiskey with the malts, it becomes a blended whiskey. My job as master blender is to produce a style, but he must maintain the consistency. So
Dang,
wonder
he's
how-
master
yeah,
blender.
I wonder how long he's been doing this that he can so proudly say, as
I'm
the
the
master
master
blender.
blender. Yeah.
Dang, that's quite the position there. The honor.
Whiskey is my go-to choice, though. So
Yes, we
I have
know
to
that.
explore it. No, I mean, you know, and
I do think
Brian
it's-
knows, but everybody else might not
I
know.
do think that it's cool, that wood thing. It's kind of like when you cook things over certain woods, it gives it a different flavor. As we
That's
learned
true.
in that barbecue show
That's true.
that we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like similar thing, right?
I wonder, like, you know, when people drink wine, they can, like, tell you all the different flavors that were involved. I wonder if people can do that for, like,
They
whiskey
definitely
and
can.
Scotch and
Uh-huh.
different-
Totally.
Yeah.
so important. There are 4 distilling regions: the Lowlands, the Highlands, the Campbelltons, and the Islas. So amalgamating these all together with the grain whiskies will produce the blended whiskey. This is the Copa Capita glass. This has been the glass that my father, my grandfather used. So what you must do is never hold the glass like this. You must never warm it. And the worst thing is never nose it like this.
Huh.
But what you must do is hold it at the bottom, you
Good
swirl
lesson.
it around, you bring it up and you say, hello. Then you pull back and say, how are you? And then you pull back and say, quite well, thank you very much. But what you're doing is seeing the whiskey for the first time. When you swirl it around and say hello, the alcohol hits your nose first. But you must forget the alcohol and you must go into the heart of the whiskey. There'll be top notes, there'll be middle notes, there'll be downdrift coming through towards the end. That's why you must give it time. And then you go into it and it will start to open up very slowly. When it comes to the tasting, it's holding them out.
That's true. I do feel like that for whiskey.
You feel like what?
Like when you hold it in your mouth, all the flavors come through. Where like if you just like throw it back, like I feel like that only you just get that like cold alcohol feel.
I've never seen anyone drink liquor like this before.
Me neither.
In fact, I've never seen anyone drink it out of like a wine-styled glass.
Wine-looking glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Style.
I think we have a glass like that, like a little tiny one.
Yeah.
Because I usually drink, like if I have wine with dinner, I'll drink it in a tiny glass like that. But this makes me want to like go somewhere where there's a tasting and just like watch everyone, like watch the different ways that they experience the liquor.
I would like to do a taste testing. You
would?
Yeah, but I would get in trouble fast because, you know, I'm a lightweight here. You know?
Yeah, but you're not supposed to like, yeah. You have to just taste it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello there. It starts to open up in the proper manner. You've given it lots of time in the mouth, and you're seeing what Scotch whisky is all about. There are many ways to enjoy Scotch whisky. I like to serve it neat. When
it's a little more
goes
typical of a
beyond
glass
49% alcohol, I usually take a little still water. That helps to make it more easable to come into the palate.
That's what your dad does.
Yeah.
I didn't know people did that until I seen your dad do it.
Yeah, and I think his
helps
dad
to
did
make
it.
More easable to come into the palate. So as we say in Scotland, slangy va, love makes the world go round. That's not true. Whiskey makes it go round, but twice as fast. So if you're interested in learning more about whiskey or other spirits, why don't you get in touch with the WSET at wsetglobal.com. Best of luck.
This guy's great. I like this guy.
Dang. He sold you.
He did.
Like now you're like, oh, I want to purchase that. I love that.
Top 10 whiskeys
that was
for
awesome.
beginners. No.
Top 10.
Now
where's
like
that? Top 10
right
whiskeys. Oh.
Now I feel like, I don't know anything about this. Well, I always knew I didn't really know much about it, but I do like the flavor. That's all I know. It's probably one of the very few, if not only, liquors where like I like the liquors just solely on flavor. Where I'm like, ooh, I like the flavor of that, not like, oh, I'm at a party just trying to get tipsy or something. Like that's the one where it's like, it's about the flavor.
That's how I feel about rum.
Anyway.
I mean, the only alcohol that I really don't like is vodka. It's the only alcohol that like, if that was the only choice, I might even still say no.
Thank you for that one, Brian, and we look forward to doing your 100th coming up very soon. Guys, hit like and subscribe. If you want to request your own personal reaction, you can find that link in the description box below. You can send us more educational videos. You can send us funny videos, bloopers, movie scenes, music, anything you like with the YouTube link. Hit like, subscribe, stay tuned, stay positive.
We love you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I just wanna be like this.